Hey VC, Jeff just stacks it big, so I guess it's that time to shoot another vid. Yeah, probably should have done a few days ago, but it's just been crazy. um, anyway, jumping right in here. So I had birthday haul, and yeah, so I got some stuff from Sean, I got some stuff from the family. Um, Picked up a couple of things on my own, and so revisited some oldies. So it's gotten to be quite the stack, so I'm just gonna jump in. I don't have to spend too much time on this. A lot of guys already know it, but Pure Ubu definitely would fall into something of a not for everyone category, but it's quite good. Um, yeah, it's one of those like early post punks. It might even kind of creep into the no wave. Definitely fairly experimental. Um, Definitely worth. This is the repress from a couple of years ago. I think there's still some floating around, so I was able to get this for my birthday. So, but I don't think there's that many copies. Great artwork too. Check that out. But yeah, if you're in the mood for some a little more experimental, it's probably like 77, 78, 78. Yes, worth a listen. They're probably out of New York. I can't remember, but yeah, November '77. Recorded at Suma. Okay. Anyway, excellent, excellent. 4.5 stars. Decent pressing. It's got a little crackly, but I haven't really cleaned it. Again, this one too had some cracklies, but not bad. It's actually not a very expensive record either if you can find it. I think. Actually, no. I take that back. Yeah, I had to import this. Never mind. This was a little pricey, I think. But it's more the import cost, I think. Mulatu Astarte, I guess. So it'd be African, yeah, Ethio jazz, whatever. Um, is kind of like a spiritual jazz sort of meets soul jazz kind of thing. I guess I'd describe it. But yeah, obviously not in English. What's there? Um, yeah, it's got a beat you can dance to, I guess, for jazz. um, yeah, so it's yeah, definitely not like a free jazz kind of deal, but yeah, more of a has a kind of almost a spiritual slash soul jazz. It meets soul jazz with some Ethiopian stuff going on, I guess. I don't know. That's how I describe it. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. Easier to get on CD than on vinyl. But yeah, it was my birthday, man. I gotta get that. Worth checking out. 4.5, 5 stars all day long. It's a really solid one. Yeah, this was a weird one. John Fahey, Voice of the Turtle, single disc, I believe. It has. It's a 4 man. Was it 4 men with beards or whatever? But it does sound pretty decent for a 4 man with beards. It was pretty lo-fi to begin with. So it has like a little booklet, booklet, whatever you call it. So John Fahey basically going in how he worked with all these artists, but as far as I can tell, it's all fabricated anyway. But with some truths in there, tall tales, I guess you want. I don't know what you want to call it, but kind of interesting. But it's a little it's one of his better ones for sure. So it's a little bluegrassy at times, and then other times it's going in a completely different direction. So a bit of an experiment, as it says on the cover. Yeah, picture album, etc. Yeah, musical hodograph. I guess like a hodgepodge catalog of music, whatever. Um, so he's like exploring different influences and so on, but he's kind of made up a fair amount of it is going on, like how he's working with these artists in the 30s. But he wasn't even born until I think at least 39. So it's kind of an interesting read, but yeah, he's actually from the Washington D.C. area. He's mentioning a lot of the train stations and so on that we still have around here. Kind of interesting. This was a recent pickup. So this is Curlew, and I guess it's called Gussie. I think their later albums are a little better, but yeah, modern free jazz. So numbered, and that actually is a pencil drawing. This is, yeah, it's actually it's actual drawing. So I think all of these have a different sketchbook page like pasted on them, and yeah, that's like these used some glitter paint with a stencil or something. The back is printed, however, so the artwork's pretty interesting. So the album itself, 3.5, 4 stars. It's kind of interesting. I do enjoy some of their later stuff. So it's definitely kind of like a free. I'm probably gonna categorize it as jazz, like a more of a free jazz thing going on. But it's, by way of, like post punk or something. But it's more jazz than punk, so I'm probably gonna throw it in with the jazz. But definitely kind of a free jazz thing going on. Kind of pretty interesting. You can stream some of their stuff, but yeah, their later albums are definitely the more interesting ones. But I got a good price on this, so I ordered something else, and it was in the same packet. Yeah, the same seller, and I just like, yeah, the artwork's pretty worth it. Yeah, it was worth it for the artwork. I didn't pay a lot for it. Yeah, actually, I got this from the same seller. DNA. I believe if you get the CD, it comes with like pretty much all the stuff. But this is was it Ikue Mori? Ikue Mori. They're early no way band. They basically just had this. This is pretty short. It's a 45 RPM EP. I think it's like what, six songs ish. Yeah, 6 songs. It's a fairly short album. It's like 20 minutes maybe. um, and they had like a 7-inch, and then they appeared on a comp or two, like that New York one is on. So it's pretty chaotic, no wave. That same scene like Sonic Youth or whatever came out of it. Fairly experimental. Essential for most people, probably not. For me, I definitely wanted this. Because it is a fairly influential group and so on. It has a little booklet. This is the reissue from a few years ago. Superior Viaduct, great pressing, sounds great, and so on. Whatever, highly recommend that one for those who are a little more adventurous. For me, 4.5, but it definitely is not for everyone. Give this one another listen. So the first track's kind of like a little more hip hoppy. This is like one of Sun Ra's 80s output. This got reissue. I think it might be Superior Viaduct again. I can't remember. But yeah, the B side definitely goes a lot more in the free jazz side. The A sides starts with a kind of more like a hip hop influence track, and then it's more of like a big band thing. And the B side he gets more experimental. 4.5 for me. Yeah, a lot of profanity on this one too, if that bothers you. But yeah, pretty interesting album. I've shown that before. Another essential album. You guys know it. Threw this back on. Sounds amazing if you still hunt one down. The best Beach Boys album, maybe? I don't know. So Dennis Wilson, Ocean Blue. Very strong 4.5 plus. Gave this one another listen. Great. Pressing is a little on the flat side. I think this is a boot, but yeah, great album. It's UFO. Apparently, my wife saw a UFO tonight. So that's kind of interesting. Give this one another listen. Excellent comp. Toujours Chic. So it's a comp of Yeah Girls. I got this. Amazon sent it to me instead of what I ordered. I ended up keeping this because it was worth a lot more than what I ordered anyway. It's kind of interesting. It's got Francois Hardy, France Call, and a bunch of lesser known Yeah Girls. So that's your thing. It makes for good party music with your own friends or whatever sort of thing. On the more experimental side, definitely very much not for everyone. Kind of a proto no wave, very avant-garde. Come a la Radio by Bridget Fontaine. She's recorded with like Sonic Youth and some pretty far out there kind of no wavy artists down the. And then I think she's even done like kind of reggae dub type stuff and whatnot. But yeah, excellent album. Definitely weird, but solid 4.5. This is again Superior Viaduct, great pressing. Can't recommend this one enough. I know other people have shown it, so you can still find these around. They still go for about the same price. Camille Yarbrough, the Iron Pot Cooker. Very strong 4.5, if not 5. Damn good. If you like Gil Scott Heron, basically big female version of that. And yeah, give this another listen. Cranked it up high. Satori. This is the Phoenix reissue. Falls a little flat. I'm still kicking myself for not picking up the original of this, but while it's clean, it's not the most dynamic copy. So, but yeah, honestly, yeah, if you're getting it for Phoenix, maybe just get the CD. But yeah, the album itself is a 5. They're pressing 4 at most, maybe 3.5. This is one of the ones from Sean, double album, Sun City Girls. Radio was called Carnival Folklore Resurrection. So basically, it was recorded live for like a radio show or something. It's a bit more on the experimental side for them. A lot of spoken word, and then yeah, avant-garde, whatever. It's a bit all over the place. It starts out really strong. It's a very, yeah, for 2 CDs, yeah, you're gonna skip through some stuff, but when it's good, it's really good. So give it a 4 for that. When it's good, it is super good, but it gets annoying. You have to skip through some of the little teleplay or whatever that's goes. If you finish this one off, highly recommend this if you like pre-jazz. Great comp, 6 albums. It includes Spiritual Unity, but yes, a lot of these other albums are just as good. So excellent. This one also really good. 4.5 for me, but again, not for everyone. Again, it's no wave again. This is Vivian Goldman Resolutionary. There's still so many copies floating around of this. There's a vinyl release. There's, I think, this is a comp, but same company has reissued her singles as well. But you might as well just go for the comp, probably on CD. So it's got her solo stuff, which it was originally released on a tape. It's got her stuff she did with the Flying Lizards and stuff with as Contage. I don't know. I think it's Contage. I don't know. But yeah, so New York avant-garde artist. It's it varies in the sound. Like some of it, both on the recording quality and so on, and what she's actually doing. Some of it's more no wavy. Some of it's more of the things like slits or raincoats. That kind of dubby female vocal stuff. So it kind of ranges in there. But yeah, excellent comp. Somewhere in the, I'd say 4.25, 4.5. Yeah. Yes, it is a comp. Here's another comp. Buddy gave it to me. Man or Astroman. What remains inside a black hole? I don't think you can read that, but yeah, it's on an Australian label. So most of this, or all of it, was previously released, from what I can tell. But yeah, it's a bit it's a bit uneven. Gets kind of repetitive. Manor Astroman's one of my absolute favorite live bands of all time. I've seen them many times, but they have they do have some good albums, but they have a lot of stuff like this. They're just like, background music. Sorry, but that's what this one is. So this one, it's good, but not great. So 3.5. Another one Sean sent along. I forgot what these guys are called. So kind of jammy stuff. Gang Wizard. There you go. So it's Interesting packaging. So it's a kind of like an embossed artwork. It's Italia or whatever you call that. So you can see there's a little texture to it. But yeah, it's a CDR with a little card from the band. So this is all kind of jammy stuff. I'm told this is not their best stuff, but it's pretty good. It's pretty solid. A little jammy, a little experimental at times. Yeah, for one listen, I'd give it like a 4 off the top of my head, but definitely popping that back on again. That was a fun listen. It's a Gang Wizard. Gave this one another try. Veruca Salt, that's I think their second album. I don't know. I think it's not aging well. 3.5. It has a few really nice tracks on it, like Volcano Girls, but overall the album gets a little repetitive. And I watched the Sparks documentary, Sparks Brothers. Yeah, it's called The Spark Brothers. I think it's on Hulu, maybe? I can't remember. Hulu or Prime or something. I don't know. Definitely, highly recommend that one. It's a really good, well done documentary. It's just, even if you don't like the band, it's just fun to watch. Yeah, so after that, I was just like, yeah, you know, I don't actually have any physical Sparks, so I went and got them. I've only seen them play once, and that was with Franz Ferdinand. I lied, I do have Sparks. I have the FFS album they did with Franz Ferdinand. I saw him on that tour. It was great. It's a pretty good, damn good album. Not my favorite Sparks album, but it's a really good one. But this covers basically their entire span from the Proto Sparks era, where has a Computer Girl, which they recorded. I forget their original name. They don't say it's buried in the booklet, but it was also in the documentary. But they did the track Computer Girl back in like the late '60s, way before catfishing was the thing, I guess. But yeah, you know, really well put together pop music. Very chameleon-like band. They always retain their Sparksness, but yeah, all their albums basically sound different. They can be anywhere from punk to, they arguably did their very first synth pop album out there, and everything in between. Britpop. They're from California, but honestly, until recently, I always thought they were British. But yeah, this is the three. There's 2 versions of this. I highly recommend this. It's a really good mastering. There's a vinyl version too if you want, but I think for the comp you're probably better off with the CD anyway. So it's actually a 3-disc version. It's a French import, I believe. It's definitely import anyway. So yeah, you're gonna pay a little bit more for it regardless, but it was pretty reasonable. It's like $25 for like a 3-disc. Comes with a booklet that's pretty comprehensive, goes into what albums to watch and so on. So a very good companion to the documentary. But it covers everything up until like maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago. This is 2019, so it covers goes all the way up to 2019 from like the late '60s. So yeah, very prolific band, not a bad album in their discography. They're all a little bit different. They should be way bigger than they are. Yeah, personally I like their kind of more synth poppy stuff, but I do like their kind of punky album too. But anyway, highly recommend this one. Just called Past Tense. Sparks. That's pretty damn close to a 5, even though it's a comp. And he's got a couple other ones here. Yeah, so it's a big stack. So, yep, he's got this from Buddy, Ohio Express. This one is it Mercy, I think? So Roll It Up and Mercy. I think so one track was really strong and the other track was pretty much a throwaway. I can't remember which is which. Probably Mercy was a good one. I'm not positive, but yeah, you know Ohio's Express. So yeah, not the greatest single. 3.5 overall because yeah, one side just basically sucked. And then this is a local band. It's one of the first bands I ever saw, as I recall. One Spot Fringe Head. DC area. I think they were I gotta get a drink, man. They're I guess like kind of emo-y hardcore. That was popular in the early '90s or whenever this came out. It must be early '90s. Yeah, they were from Annapolis. I think they went to the Annapolis High School or something. They went to, I don't know. We used to see them at the one of the community centers or the Elks Club or something like that. Like $5 show or less. And that was back when these 7 inches were like a couple bucks. Those were the days. Yeah. So Wish, Four Finger is decent. It's four-ish. It's it's not essential, but it's just an interesting listen, especially for me because it's memories and so on. Anyway, I'm pretty freaking tired. It was a long day of work, and yeah, I'm just gonna throw on a record and chill for the rest of the evening. So take care, everyone, and yep, I'll catch you maybe in a week or so. Hope everyone's having a great Christmas season, and yeah, stay safe out there. Things are getting crazy again.